2, 1.
Essentially, I'm a journalist. Was a journalist. I'm a journalist, newspaper journalist. Then went into television news, BBC television news. Then television current affairs as a filmmaker. Moved sideways, as people do, to being a documentary filmmaker, where I specialised eventually in environmental, the politics of the environment, largely for the ITV network, but also for National Geographic and many other companies, network companies, and then I became a manager, director of programmes here at Anglia Television in Norwich, then managing director of Anglia, and then director of regional programming for the whole of the ITV networks. Probably the last thing, apart from being Pope or something like that you'd ever thought that anybody would ever ask you to be. So you're slightly stunned and taken aback, and you say you're very flattered, but you go away and think about it. And then when you say yes, you would like to be considered. Now there are other names no doubt being considered as well, and those names have to go forward to the council, because although the sheriff's not a councillor and he's not a local politician, he still has to be elected to the role by the elected councillors of Norwich. So that's how it happens. You can't apply. There's not a kind of form you fill in. The sheriff is not a political appointment. The sheriff is completely apolitical, as is the Lord Mayor. But in modern times, by that I mean in the last few years, the sheriff is not a city councillor. The sheriff has tended in the last few years to be chosen from the community, while the Lord Mayor is always a councillor and is chosen to be Lord Mayor by his fellow councillors. But both appointments are not political. We take no political positions, we voice no political beliefs. The modern English sheriff was in fact descended from the same route as those American sheriffs that you see on television. I mean, they are probably closer. A Wild West sheriff is probably closer to the original English model of a sheriff, like the infamous Sheriff of Nottingham, than I am today. Because those old sheriffs were judges and lawmakers. They were, in essence, the chief of police of a county or a big important city like Norwich. Nowadays, the sheriff, which you hold for a year, is a ceremonial appointment. Largely ceremonial appointment. There might be one or two little things that aren't, but it's largely a ceremonial appointment. And for a year, you go around doing good things. You support charities, you promote the city of Norwich as a good place to live and work, and you basically try to raise the profile of organisations that are helping to do good things in Norwich. So, and along the way you meet fantastic numbers of absolutely astounding people you didn't know exist. To have people that go around a little bit in a very minor, junior kind of way, like the royal family do, opening things and speaking to people, presenting awards and presenting prizes and being interested. And being interested in them and their organisation is fantastically important. So we didn't have these civic heads, Lord Mayor and Sheriff. I think you would notice it in Norwich. I think people wouldn't be as proud of the city, and I think people wouldn't make as much effort somehow